start this journey to give it up now.
The journey for the next season of replay ends here between the Catholic Central Shamrocks and the Trenton Trojans.
Most of these athletes are not in game shape right now.
Let's go! Wait, same drill!
I just got my head ripped off twice and they got 2 calls against it. Just take it.
It's a half a stride, and then you're busting your balls.
Nobody can measure the heart of a Trenton Trojan. Dig in. It's yours. Let's go grab it and get it now. Let's go.
Back in the mid-90s and culminating in 1999, there was not a bigger rivalry in the state than Trenton Catholic Central.
It was a typical Trenton Catholic Central game. There were probably, at least a couple thousand people just jammed into the Kennedy Rec Center.
It was standing room only, and everybody was expecting a good rematch from the previous game in which we were able to win 1-0.
Here we go.
From the moment that puck dropped, we were going 100 miles an hour, and so were they. There were hits like crazy. The crowd was pumped up.
Hockey is a rough and violent game, and every time somebody would hit somebody, the boards would boom and the crowd would scream louder.
We got off to a very, very good start. We were up 4-1 at some point in that game, which is highly unusual against Trenton in Trenton.
We were all but done when it was 4-1. We had a rally and scored a couple goals really quickly.
And the Pony Zancanero just hit a slap shot from the top of the circle, shelved it.
As Trenton ties it up.
Tied the game up. We're in our building. Our fans are going crazy, and we're looking to put the game away after that.
Right when we started taking the momentum back, that's when the accident occurred.
And it happened when one of our players was checked by a Trenton player.
He's knocked down.
The forward carrying the puck made a sharp turn at the blue line. Kurt pivoted to stay with him.
Andy hip-checked their player, the Catholic Central player.
As I hit him, he kind of flipped up, and Kurt was right behind me, and obviously the skate got him right in the neck.
Kurt kind of turned to go back into the play and then stopped and, turned back towards the bench to get a change. So I let a player out, and Kurt came off the bench and sat behind me.
At the time, nobody really knew the severity of what had happened.
He was kind of holding the side of his face and his neck, and he says that the kid's boot hit me in the chin. He says, I think my chin is cut. I tipped his chin up, and that's when I saw it. And I think my eyes got as big as $50.
At that point, Kurt started to, collapse a little bit on the bench, and so I immediately put my hand, over the wound.
I looked down, there's blood everywhere. We were just kind of like, stop the game, stop the game. We were trying to call for help.
Then everyone joined in, yelling for another player on the team's dad was a doctor.
When I kneeled down and saw Kurt, I knew we had a jugular vein that was cut.
He had a very wide gash, but it was as wide as it was long.
It was very obvious to anybody that was looking at Kurt that his life was on the line.
The thing I remember the most is this. They picked him up and put him on the cart, and there was an audible gasp went up from the crowd because Trenton was wearing its home white jerseys, okay? And his jersey wasn't white anymore. I mean, it was red from top to bottom.
I could still remember hearing, Dr. Wolf, he's gonna die, isn't he? Dr. Wolf, he's gonna die, isn't he?
There was so much blood on their bench that it would just, immediately the referees blew the whistle and the game was stopped right then and there.
Gordy and I looked at each other and said, I don't think we can continue this, and let's just suspend the game right now and call it, 4-4 tie and leave it at that.
The kids were praying on the ice. We were on the bench and we were doing the same thing.
During the prayer, I was wondering if this is even worth it. I wonder if he's even alive.
All they told us was there was no guarantee he was going to live.
When I had the chance to come and be one of the honorary coaches, the competitive juices started going in me. I wanted to be part of it.
We'd like to have a big welcome to the Detroit Red Wings, Brendan Shanahan.
I hope we're going to win this game. What a great idea. What a great chance for you guys.
I never thought I would share the ice with Shanahan. It's just another great thing about this whole experience, having him come out here and help us out.
First thing I'm noticing is just how intense these guys are.
The idea of a replay is fascinating to me because, you're going back in history.
I've been on the ice since 2002. I won my last game, and I want to make sure this is my last game.
Finding out Scotty's our coach, what an unbelievable opportunity. I mean, the guy's got 11 Stanley Cup rings. So, I mean, for all of us watching hockey, especially being Red Wings fans, what else can you ask for? We got no excuses now.
Yosti, you gotta walk to the middle. Rosie, umbrella out, all right? You gotta be awesome, net presence. No one through the middle.
Get the puck out of the zone. We gotta defend our end of the rink. It's yours. Let's go grab it and get it now. Let's go. Let's go.
Zancanero within the circle, works his way in, going wide, wrap around. Oh, what a save! Modelski outdid himself on that one.
What a save.
Watch the foot right there. It was going in, but Modelski is able to keep this a 3-2 game.
Late man coming, Holland walks in, wrist shot, missed it wide. Oh, I thought he put it in. They caught Trenton on a line change.
Tony Damiani stood on his head those last 5 minutes of that game.
Damiani started to work his way out, came back in, and he was tested by Kalnicki twice.
Matt, he's looking at us with, when do you want me to come?
Come on, you're going.
And on the fly, he came to the bench. We got an extra attacker out there.
Can't clear, save Damiani, and two more, and he gloved it right at the goal line. Oh, CC thought they had the equalizer. Instead, the backup goalie, Tony Damiani, denied them.
I remember I myself was down low, right in the crease, and I was trying everything in my power to jab that puck in, and the goalie just got the best of it, and I couldn't get it in. And I remember leaning on the net as the goalie covered it and the ref blew the whistle, and I just thought to myself, man, that was a great opportunity that we just lost.
WGPA! Excitement continues to build in the towns of Phillipsburg and Easton. As anticipation continues to grow throughout the community, it has begun to make rumbles across other parts of the country. And NFL quarterbacks Peyton and Eli Manning have expressed an interest in being a part of the excitement.
Somebody called me and said, hey, you want to get together with your old high school teammates and play our biggest rival again? Would you want to do it? And I mean, just to think about how excited I'd be, or all my friends would be, they'd be jumping out of their seats.
You know, it's just a great opportunity. It's an opportunity that, you know, really no one gets to have. You know, that second chance to play, you know, to put on the pads and play a high school game again.
Look, we got shoulder pads on. Yeah, man. We just want to hit somebody now.
Spray painted the positions to practice my drop steps as far as pass protection. I turned my backyard into a training area.
Outside.
I've always wanted to play football. I mean, my dream was to go to Penn State and go on to the pros, but I ended up rolling with the wrong crowd. I was stupid and young.
My senior year, my last game at home, it was just the seniors out on the field, and I hear this clapping, and I turn around and there's my father standing in the stands still, the only person in the stands. And he comes walking down out of the stands, and he reaches down, and he grabbed a handful of dirt and grass. And he put it in my hand. He goes, here you go, Richard, you deserve this, you earned this. And I mean, it was the greatest feeling in the world. You know, my dad approved everything that I did to that point.
Richard's mother and I separated when he was around 5 years old. And if there's one thing I've taught him is that no matter what happens between your parents, that we're there for him.
It's not much, mind you, it is 15 years old, and at the moment, you know, you really don't have time to reach down and grab a lot, but that is the dirt that my father grabbed for me. Anything that I have ever competed in, he has been there wholeheartedly. That man is my hero and my best friend. As far as raising my daughter, my father is my role model. We are
Penn State.
We are
Penn State.
We are
Penn State.
You're 5.
She's my pride and joy. No matter how bad my day goes, when I come home and look at that girl's face, everything washes away.
Where's Daddy? Who's Daddy gonna block? Very good. I'm really doing it for my daughter to show her that if you get a second chance and if you fight for something, you love it enough that you can succeed and you can be what you want. I've been sitting down in my 3-point stance. You're boom out, and you're here. And you gotta shuffle, 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 and then boom, you're backpedaling. I think once you're an athlete, you're always an athlete, no matter what. No matter how old you are, 8 to 80, blind, cripple, or crazy, you're always an athlete.
Valley Speedway. So we wanted to check out a new shock package and some springs. Wanted to see if we could get the car to bite a little better and get some better lap times.
My name is Dee Dee Charles. At first, I didn't like racing. I thought it was a waste of money and time. And as time went on, I kind of started learning about how the cars work, and now I love it.
Worst time we've
not
had.
getting
over at all. Something's wrong with that car. Stop.
We've kind of had a bad streak of luck with blowing motors up, and I guess it really makes you a lot more cautious.
What went wrong?
Crap.
We've been budget racers for a long time. Sometimes I use my stuff longer than I should.
Tom, that car was sounding horrible. Change the jets.
Well, we can, Dee, but that is not the problem. Fuel pressure gauge is going to 0. It's a fuel pressure problem.
We've got a fuel pressure issue, and it's going to come back to haunt us if we don't figure it out.
Heat race number 3, and as the modifieds come out, starting in the 5th position on the inside of row number 3 will be the 81 of Tom Charles. Tim Carrick starts right behind him in the inside of row number 4. Green flag coming out. Tom Charles has worked his way up. Tim Carrick picking up spots as well as the leaders go down the back straightaway.
As the field makes their way off the turn 4 down the front straightaway, speeds over 100 miles an hour as the drivers get ready to sail off into turn 1.
Carrick now running 4th, Charles running 3rd, side by side. Charles jumps the berm, Carrick gets a run. And he'll take over the 3rd spot from Tom as they go down the back straightaway into turn number 3.
There may have been a little contact between Carrick and Charles off of corner number 2. We'll see how that pans out the rest of this race.
Damn, for crying out loud. What's that all about?
Now they're down the back straightaway. Carrick 3rd, Charles 4th. Charles gets a good run on the low side. Carrick up high. He'll slide the car, give the 3rd spot to Tom Charles. Back side by side through turn 3 and 4. White flag coming out this time. Will it be Carrick or will it be Charles? Now down into turns 1 and 2. Side by side still.
Charles on the high side, but here comes Carrick down low. Now Charles drifts way up. What's it going to be at the line trip?
3rd place will go to car 81 of Tom Charles. He'll narrowly beat out Tim Carrick. However, both drivers make it into the A feature. The feature should start here in just a few moments, so keep your eyes glued on the racetrack.